Hello guys, my name is Sir Aaron and I will be the new host of the RH Basebuilding YouTube channel. In this video we will take a look at me building a tunnel 18 base for Legends from scratch. Enjoy! What do I want to build the base for? Probably Legends at the moment, and I think I will go with a box base. So let's start like this. Now we're gonna make sure it's basically anti-throwers so they cannot reach it. And then we go from there. All right. Okay, that's simple enough. Now the question is, what are we going to do around that town hall? Is there going to be dead space? Are there going to be buildings? I think for now I'm just going to leave it as it is. And then I do want my bomb hive to cover it. I think I want my bomb hive and my revenge tower to be together though. So I think I will do this and this. This way the bomb hive covers the tunnel quite nicely. And the revenge tower I can also, and I actually will, just put a dead zone there. So this way cannot reach the one from the other. With throwers, that is. So this I do because there's like I don't want like so easy pathing from the town hall to the revenge tower, and then I just want to avoid throwers reach everything. If you basically ever want a guide on how to make sure that throwers don't reach buildings, what I usually do is like I take a building such as this 3x3, and this a thrower cannot reach from anywhere. If it's like this, you need 5 tiles, and so if you have this and the wall would be 1 in, then throwers can reach. So that's why I always push the wall 1 more out, and this way you're safe from throwers. Another meta strategy obviously at the moment is E-Dragons. That's something else to look out for. Usually with E-Dragons, like things you look out for is sweepers are quite important, and otherwise the clan castle. We will get to that. So usually where the clan castle is, you don't want to use your heroes. So that's definitely something to keep in mind and perhaps take advantage of by constructing the base. So something that is quite strong is rage towers, but rage towers also open up a lot of possibilities for fireballs. So now I'm a little bit like thinking, do I want to use rage towers? What is the most reasonable? And I'm actually now considering maybe I swap that with the monolith. I will think about it. But I want to make sure that the revenge tower is not reachable here from here. So what I will do is I'll do it like this, I think. And then do I go with rage? Do I have the space for rage is the question. If I put a building here, put a rage here, and then put another building here, it's already quite far outside, I have to say. I don't think I like that necessarily. Could obviously also do a rage such as this. That would save me some space in like that I have more space towards the outside, like this, but that would make it rather easy for E-Drags. I'm not sure if I want to do that. But let's continue for now with the other parts of the base. I'm not gonna stick with the rage here. I'm instead just going to make sure once again that the revenge tower is not going to be reachable for throwers. So what I can do here now, so like I'll just take out those walls which I just had placed there, and actually I just want to do it as like this, and I will make sure that we keep like this. Okay, so I do want a little bit of like repairing going on in the core, because especially for lock launchers and other hits, for example, involving an earthquake, you do want some builders to be nearby. So I think I want some builders somewhere in the core. You can have those inferno towers here, I think. And then we want air defenses, probably anti-E-Dragon. Let me think, how can we do it the best? That we have a lot of damage, but have it rather hard. Okay, so right now what I'm thinking about is like I could potentially put the clan castle also between the town hall and the revenge tower, but that would be potentially make it easy for E-Drags, unless there's like, for example, spitters, sweepers and whatnot kind of pointing towards the middle of the base, and I think that's what I'm going to go for. So I will make sure to make it like this, and this way I have the clan castles, so now using heroes on the tonal side not going to be so nice actually. And just going to make sure, I have to say in this version, like on this layout, it's rather hard to see where the range of where you can deploy troops, you know what I mean. But yeah, okay, so let's see. Then am I gonna take the rage, yes or no? Okay, I think we actually switch it up a little bit. We go with this, we put the rage like this, and then we want to actually go with another tile here for the air defense in the rage. And then we want both the spitter like this, so it's going to be in the rage, and then we want, I think maybe we actually take the scatter, as it does a lot of damage. So let's see. What I was saying earlier with the huts is also quite important, so we put the hut here, and the rage tower is gonna be here with again the spitter facing the core. So if E-Dragons are going to enter into the tonal side, they're actually not gonna have so much fun, to be honest. So that is kind of the goal. Let's see. Am I happy with the core? The air defenses, I guess we could also move them. There's already... yeah, I'll actually do that. I will actually change it up a little bit, what I just did. This is like, for me, like a ever-going process. I'm like never fully happy, which is fine. I don't think it's a problem necessarily. I think it's good to keep changing stuff. It's definitely good to try to improve and see how things develop. But yeah, obviously it's not so easy, and there's not always a right or wrong, which makes it quite hard to teach base building for sure. It's also a lot of stuff you just have a feeling for, I think, and some people have like a better feeling of what works and some don't. So yeah, that's why I always feel like teaching base building really hard, even though I do definitely try when I can. Okay, like this, like this. Yeah, I would have to see how it is in the end, but I want to try. It's a little bit now weaker to E-Drags, so I'm just not so sure what to do with the other side of my rage. I do want the rage to actually cover the revenge tower, at least on one of the sides. You usually don't want to make it 100% symmetrical either, because that's just gonna make it really hard to guess. So you kind of want to make one side a little bit nicer to enter in some way, and that way you can predict better what's going to happen. But yeah, here, okay, I think I'll just do this. Maybe do keep the dead zone because it's going to make sure that nothing goes towards my townhall, which is something we do like, or at least it's like harder to split there. This rage we are fine with, I think. Or should I make the rages more compact is the question. Guess I could also do that. I just make it the double rage. Why not? This one, the sweeper. Now they're both facing each other. Entering here, I don't think it's gonna be so nice. In all honesty, here we once again have to use like this little corner. Otherwise, you could reach. If I do this, you reach with the thrower. So we need to put this corner in there. And now I can use my wall here. Use this here. And with that, we are looking good so far. Now I want to use an expo here, an expo here, just to make sure we don't give up the outside so easily for like heroes and all that stuff. The air defense I probably want to put here, but I just still need to see how it works, especially with the expo being pushed out one more tile. But then again, the expo is not so important for air hits, so we might be fine here. Then I think I would just keep it like this. Okay. Then this is the core structure. Now we do still have a multi. We have the mono, we have the multi-kit tower. The question is, do we want to keep it on multi-gear or do we want to keep it on long range? That's definitely one question to have. And then for the Inferno, do we use it in the middle? I probably don't want, because I don't want to make like a easy lock launcher hit possible here. So I will have it, but quite far on the outside, I think, because that already makes lock launchers really annoying because you cannot place it anywhere, which is, I guess, here's the range where it's like the most annoying for that. But then again, it's here, so I can make it not bounceable by E-dragons with the storage. Okay, so I want to make sure that there's a lot of damage here now, because if you're gonna spam E-dragons from the side, you're going to have your heroes somewhere here. So I want to make sure that there's a lot of damage on your heroes, and so I will have to focus on that for sure. Don't want to allow an easy wall break here. I might actually have to make that compartment bigger. Let me see. And I don't want to give up an air defense on this side either, so I'm gonna put another air defense on the hero side to make it a little bit harder for the E-dragons to enter. Even though you can use a totem on it and tank it, it's still definitely worth using. And I do want some additional damage here, and probably some of the cannons. Okay, let's see. We can use the multi-gear tower like this. Actually, it's just going to help even more against the damage on this side. We want to make sure it's still not so easily reachable. I'm gonna make this compartment like this. Gonna reach from here. It's a little bit of a freestyle, but yeah. Let's see. This is something that turns out somewhat promising, or if I have to scrap the base and try again. Push that out. I usually don't like to give like this wall break T-junction, but sometimes you cannot prevent it. So I think in this case it's fine. It's not ideal and not necessarily what I want, but not gonna be the biggest issue either. So yeah, this is the ground structure. Then regarding traps, you will also see how I like to place my traps. Here's the thing, if I do it like this, you can actually wall break, but if I open, you can let the heroes walk in for E-drags. But I might rather want to live with the heroes being walked in. So I would just keep it open like, actually that's not gonna help. Might just keep it like this. And then the thing is, I'm just not gonna give you so much value on your heroes walking there. This tile. And I assume same here. Okay, and then I want this. Thing is, a fireball here is like very, very powerful, I just realized. Might be something we have to tweak. Yeah, we'll think about that. In general, fireballs look quite juicy here, I have to say, which is really not ideal. It's something I have to look later on and perhaps tweak. But yeah, here we are kind of fine. And here we kind of do want to make sure that this entry doesn't work. We might actually just use a dead zone. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just lurking here, right? Which is completely fine. Like, everyone is just welcome to lurky. Completely fine with that. Okay, it's a bit interesting builds while streaming, I have to say. This is different. I'm now questioning a lot of my decisions. When I usually would just build and be fine with it. But yeah, definitely something I have to practice, I think. Also, talking about what I do is just not something I'm used to. What do we do? What do we do? Okay. I think we're just gonna... Actually, this might be the way. So I'm actually just gonna re-extend that wall. But then I'm gonna break it in here. There we go. And there we go. This you can actually reach from with throwers. No, I think you cannot, but I guess we can double check just to be sure. It's also sometimes not so easy with this layout to actually see that. But yeah, it should be now anti-thrower. Alright, so this is the far side of the base. So now heroes are not really gonna have so much fun. They're actually gonna head to the core, might even lure the CC. Now we do need to do something about that fireball, problem, I think. and that I need to figure out because it gives so much value. At the same time, I do want to give a good rage. So what do I do? I move that wall still. Okay, first, this clan castle I'm fine with. I think maybe that rage somehow has to go. That multi, I mean, not the rage. Okay, I will keep building on the rest, and then I will think about it a little bit more in detail. So we can do this, make sure that there's like damage on the side, also against flame flingers and all that good stuff. Just some defenses which will deal some good damage here. This wizard tower I want to place like so, this like this. Something like this perhaps. Just giving even more. Yeah, I do struggle right now with the fireball thing, I have to say. I didn't really think this through, I have to say. But yeah, I will figure something out. So we want to leave this part open. So I'm going to now keep the mono here. And maybe just take the long range defense here. That might actually work out. Alright, let's see. About the rage, how do we handle this better? And where do we put the air defense? The air defenses, I think I do want to keep this somewhere here. This one is not gonna stay there, but I could keep an air defense in the middle, potentially, behind the multi. It's not gonna do so much though, so I think I would rather not. We can do something like this perhaps. You do get that building, you don't get that, so that's fine. You don't get such a good fireball there. I think this is fine. This I'm fine with. Okay, now I want that archer tower out here, archer tower out here. There's going to be another storage right here. And now I do want some other defense here. That's going to be not so... Those flanks are rather weak, I have to say. Here, put that. I think I put the whiz towers here. And now on the far side, put the archer towers here. Okay, now I do have some walls left, so I can use them to make something like that wall break harder at least. And then ideally, maybe, I mean, I could close the storages so the queen doesn't reach the multis, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep the multis there. So that being said, I still need to figure that part out of the base. Alright, we have this damage here, this damage here. I actually want to swap these. And there's not so much air damage here, which is might be problematic though. Let's do one of these and okay, but I still have my heroes. Okay, so I'm going to put my king here. I want the minion prince somewhere by the town hall. Queen is going to be here. The royal champion is going to be here. And now I can look. So with the rage, I think, guess in the end it's kind of fine maybe with the rage. Just giving up the revenge tower is a little bit something I don't like with the fireball, so I do think I should move that probably. Maybe just put it actually here. Not 100% happy with it, I have to say. But it's not that bad either, and the revenge tower also does a lot of damage against the heroes. That's not like the worst call necessarily, but I'm also like not 100% convinced about it. Thank you very much, Awasushikara. Thank you very much for your time, and have a good one. I'm also not gonna continue so much longer. I will try to finish the space and then I got to go, but thank you very much for stopping by, and see you soon. So let's see. I think we just go full anti-drag then. I mean, we can snap that, but whatever. Here. And then we... we have a multi. And I do. And I can. Thank you very much. Yeah, so far so good. I have to go quite soon, but otherwise I'm having a definitely a good day. Thank you very much. I hope you're also doing good. So yeah, I think something like this might be fine. I do want to have some wizard towers probably somewhere here. I think something like this could be fine. Okay, here I see there is a problem with the range. And here once again, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we want one more wall there. Ah, dark elixir grind. That's nice. Someone has to do it. I've not been so much involved. I've just reaping the rewards. But yeah, very nice of you to do that for sure. I'm glad someone is, because I'm not. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm very interested to see how the new hero is gonna be. If it's any good. I mean, usually new heroes are always quite good. Supercell has the interest to obviously make them good. So people play it and enjoy it, but yeah, let's see. There's also been quite a lot of backlash, I think, for the new goal pass rework and stuff like that. So, but they did put out a fix or like a tweak after that feedback. So I think it's definitely better already. All right. So here you're not really gonna flinger. There's not so much value either. Guess you can technically flinger here, but now we need to. This is one of the things I dislike the most, I have to say. It feels like there's so much. We as base builders call them trash buildings. like these storages, the elixir collectors, especially the low HP buildings, elixir collectors, the helpers hut, etc. They're like called trash buildings, and they just don't really add any value essentially. So yeah, it's a little bit interesting with them, because I'm like always like, okay, but what do I do with you? Like a little bit like unsure what to actually do with them, but I guess some of them here and there do have their value, but always feels a little bit hard. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope it adds even more variety. But I have to say, like lately, I feel like with the variety, they have done a good job. Like there is definitely more variety in the game now, and that I do enjoy a lot, and I do think is very good, not just for the game but also for everyone involved. Obviously, it's some people do complain that it's too hard. I personally don't think it is so hard. But yeah, I mean, obviously the playing field is very different for everyone, so I'm not gonna say that anyone is like wrong here, but I do think it's not as hard as some people made it out to be, but at the same time it's also not as easy as some people make it to be either. So it's a little bit somewhere probably in the middle, the truth. Yeah, but that's like the normal mode, I suppose. I guess normal mode, yeah, I mean, makes sense. The name is kind of like, or like it's like easy mode, normal mode, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that is definitely rather easy in terms of like difficulty. How to triple and like mass walks are quite strong there for sure. But yeah, should any mass army work? In my opinion, probably not. But that's just my opinion. I know other people have probably other opinions about that, and that's also completely fine. But I just don't think deploying one army, or like especially one troop, and like when the throwers were so strong, I don't think any troop should be so strong that you can just deploy all of them in one corner and be done with it. Like that has nothing to do with strategy, and is not how I want the game to be played, I would say. Like personally, my personal opinion and preference. But yeah, I mean, there's like different views for sure on that topic. So yeah, I just don't think it's so good for a strategy game where you can just use one army and then be done with it. Yeah, I know it's farming, but still. Okay, this is what I mean. I just have to put all these trash buildings everywhere, and it's like, what am I doing? But yeah, that is a good question. I don't know if there should be no defenses up there, but I guess now there aren't, so it is what it is. The BK was actually something I had. Alright. Okay. Do I put the BK? Okay, I will do this. I put the walls like this. Now I add the BK here. Or do I do the other side? I think this is fine. And then I yeah, I think this is fine though. I move this, I should be. Oh, what is there? A bomb. Okay, now we finally solved that issue. But actually now I forgot about the Giga Bomb. I think maybe you want to add that here too. Like this is going all in with traps in one spot, but yeah, it is an area I want to be very toxic, so that's a good thing. Then we use a Skelly here, Sam here, Sam here. Sam's throughout the core with Skellies as well. Probably around here and around here. And that looks good so far as traps go. Actually, I can move that. We use the red bombs right here. Probably this side actually. And then the last seeking air mine I will use here. Okay. Now we deploy the rest, and then I will also end the stream actually. I want to push that one more, I think. Yeah, something like this. So now let's see. I can add building like this here. Yeah, but I mean, should everything always be like, if you just use one strategy and then they change, I think there should be more meta changes personally. And I don't think it should be possible to just spam one army and then never touch anything else. Like, I think there should be meta changes. I think you should be practicing new stuff, learning new stuff. Like, obviously very personal opinion. But yeah, I don't think it's good that you can, like right now, that you basically just need one strategy and then you're sorted. I don't think it's a good thing. Like you can just spam throws and you're fine. Like I don't like that personally. I don't think it's how it should be. But yeah, we want this actually. Yeah, this is also taking a little bit longer than I thought it would, but it's fine. Do want that storage to be somewhere here. The storage we can add here. First thing, I think I do. No, but I don't want to give the Etrix chains. I'm just gonna do this, I think. Now we put down the last buildings. This is gonna be easily funnable anyways, so we might as well give it for free. And yeah, that is the base. I will put down the last walls. I'm considering to make changes here with the walls a little bit to make the wall break not so easy. Otherwise, what else could we do? Don't want to open anything here. The clan castle is quite far away, so luring CC on this side is not gonna happen, but that's kind of fine. I think that's not my biggest concern here. Perhaps I put it a little bit like this. And I will put actually some more springs right here. Mini bombs here. Yeah, something like this. Okay. And then walls, honestly, quite interesting what I do with them. I think just do this, and then let's see. Wait, there's a opening. Yes. I can move the wall. Okay. Another one here. That's what I mean. It's like really hard to spot. I mean, I should have obviously caught that, but feels rather hard to spot where the walls go or where they don't go. Yeah. And there is another, yeah, what I mean as well. Maybe just do this. Okay. But yeah, this is the final product. I still have 2 Teslas, but they don't really change so much in this case. I think I will just keep them here, so there is some defenses there. But yeah, this is final product. This is what it is with the trap view. This is the scout view. Enjoy and see you guys soon. Iron out and flash on. Ciao, ciao.